Good morning, everybody. This is a major video. It's very important for Canadians to get this out right across the country. And I have Kelly Knightcraft, who's on my Facebook. She's on my friends list. I can post on her timeline if I like. And I'm going to, following this video, for those of you who don't know, she was the U.S. Canada ambassador for the UN, for Canada and USA, as well as under Donald Trump, she went on to become the UNSC permanent representative of the United States. She held that post for 2 years. She was just replaced by Linda Thomas Greenfield here post February 21st after her resignation, forced resignation by a new incoming president. What we have to talk about, which is very critical here, a critical video for all Canadians, is small nuclear modular reactors. That's what's being proposed by 4 premiers: Moe, Higgs, Ford, and Kenney. Okay, so Alberta, New Brunswick, Ontario, and Saskatchewan. What they want to do for the coal-powered provinces is absolutely replace all those boilers with these small modular nuclear reactors. Here's the problem. I've posted a link here, or I'm going to after the video, but it's on my timeline leading up to this, where it goes into the absolute laws that govern Canada. The Canada cannot breach. There is no way, shape, or form Canada is able to be exempted in any way, shape, or form in small nuclear modular reactors. The problem here is absolutely the Green New Deal. We must first go back in time. And I hope Kelly Knight takes this to Fox News and this goes out. At least let them analyze it. We're going to see. Now, I know the Democrat history. I know the Republican history. Absolutely, as it happened. We're going to go back to 1970, which was the Non-Proliferation Agreement, imposed and forced on many nations. Canada, under Pierre Elliott Trudeau, signed that agreement. That means, as is posted in my link in absolute evidence today by the Nuclear Association of Canada and the world binding powers, say that we cannot enrich uranium past 5%. Okay? Anything more than that, you can get into weapons grade nuclear weapons. And we're forbidden. We're absolutely forbidden. This is not the case for Russia, United States, France, UK, as well as France, okay? They can fully enrich fission to a maximum, even including building nuclear weapons. Now they talk all the time about reducing arms. I just sat in with UNSC because of Vladimir Putin. Russia afforded me the opportunity to chat in the live function on a UNSC live broadcast. It's there. Anyone can log in with your real name to the UNSC. You can see that's all still there. I just checked. It's still there. Nothing's been taken off and harvested for those countries. They have left it stand. So Canada is left at 5% maximum allowable civil enrichment of uranium. Did you know, Canadians, that the largest and most plentiful supply of naturally occurring 20% enriched uranium comes right out of the ground in the largest, highest quality supply in all of the world? We literally dwarf USA, Russia, UK, France, and China. Absolutely. We dwarf the entire world on the world's highest quality, naturally occurring, most plentiful, highly enriched uranium coming out of the ground at 20%. What that means is literally free fuel with limited to no work involved in the fuel component of that kind of enriched reactor, meaning Canada could build fully enriched uranium reactors at the maximum fission of advanced nuclear right across the country with very, very cheap fuel. Even more so, these would last 60 years, meaning we don't have to change out the rods frequently over and over again in our can-do style of unenriched uranium. We literally give our enriched uranium away pennies on the dollar to those major powers when they so decide to need it. Meanwhile, we have to go with the lowest quality. Under the Green New Deal here, USA is going to go with absolutely fully enriched fission reactors, even if they utilize small modular nuclear reactors. Their output in graphite and everything else through that highly enriched uranium will way outperform Canada, bar none. It's not even a competition. So when you talk about complementing the Green New Deal, wind, solar, everything else, USA is going to more than kick our butt. Our climate, our wind, solar that doesn't run all winter long needs to be complemented, just like USA, by highly enriched nuclear fission. But we're not allowed to utilize it. We're banned from it because we're in the non-proliferation agreement. This even gets larger because China was not a UNSC member. Following the non-proliferation agreement, Beijing, the Communist Party, in 1971, right after non-proliferation, was put to a mandate by President Richard Nixon. Anyone can look this up. Republicans don't talk about Richard Nixon. They don't like to talk about the supersized Magna Carta 1948 that Richard Nixon said, okay, Beijing, you sign the Declaration of Human Rights 1948 and USA will deal with you. You cement these enshrined human rights, the greatest document ever made available to the entire world. Rules of governance, international rules of governance. And Beijing did, the Communist Party did. Who currently of the UNSC hasn't bound that document? Well, that's Russia. They've abstained. Now, the document went through, but it's not completely binding, meaning any of those 5 countries who are fully proliferated can also break the Declaration of Human Rights at will, and there is zero binding authority because the 5 have not reached consensus. Right now, today, there are massive sanctions imposed on Russia over Crimea annexation. World binding made illegal. Russia takes those sanctions as a UNSC member because they've breached international law, ratified and bound by all 5 of those nations. The deal on the table now that has to be presented right now by the USA to Russia is this. Russia, like Beijing in 1971, signs the Declaration of Human Rights 1948, and USA drops all sanctions. We allow the annexation to be complete. We leave it alone. Let them negotiate the other Ukrainian territories. Before everybody goes, what? I ask you all to have a good look at Ukraine. Ukraine never signed the 1948 Declaration of Human Rights either. They abstained. They absolutely 100% abstained. Who's the bad guy here? Why is USA, in all of their professed human rights, all their freedoms in bed. One government with Ukraine over Russia when they didn't ratify the Declaration of Human Rights 1948. This is what has to go forward. This is how the world moves forward. It's how Canada deals with the filthy, corrupt politicians. There is no such thing as conservative. There's no such thing as liberal. There's no such thing as NDP. These are just real good, feel-good names of political parties who, via fight for absolute crown autocracy in a world of corruption, where they are bound only to themselves to be as corrupt as they wish to be. Small modular reactors under civil law, international binding civil law against any kind of enrichment of reactors over a 5% threshold, cuts Canada out of any new Green Deal. Canadians, you can't afford the green transition, and you never will, because the cards are already stacked against you. Jason Kenney, Doug Ford, Mr. Higgs, and Scott Moe all know this, as does Justin Trudeau. They're all in bed together. One crown, one shared corruption across multi-aisles. Wake up, Canadians. Share, share, share. This is going to Kelly Knight. I hope her birthday is finished up here in the next day or so, and I really hope she brings it forward, at least to the mighty Nikki Haley with the massive pack, and maybe, just maybe, Fox might look at this and actually write the real story. I don't know. Are Americans duped? Are they so ashamed of Richard Nixon, the greatest international champion of the people of the world ever? Because he took on communism. He made a bad mistake. It cost him his presidency. He fessed up. He accepted it. But that does not take away from the tremendous, tremendous civil rights that one president in the history of the world and for the United States completed tremendous domestic moves forward in civil rights not matched by any president ever. JFK maybe would have. He was assassinated. You could look at it like Richard Nixon was likely character assassinated as well. Meant the right thing, but went about it the wrong way. But he fessed up. He told the truth. First president to ever fess up and tell the truth in history. Many lie, and they get impeached. But not Richard Nixon. He told the truth. And he also did tremendous things domestically as well as internationally for all the people of this world. And since he's been gone, since 1971, no president has ever come forward to ever enshrine these most important international laws going forward. And if Canada's going to look at a Green New Deal, we best be looking at non-proliferation and how that agreement's going to affect us, because we need to be proliferated. Small nuclear modular reactors cost the exact same huge cost as the big ones in R&D through all the permitting and licensing processes worldwide by the world powers. Tremendous cost for tiny, tiny little power generation, where we're not going to be able to just load power cells and get tremendous power. It's going to be cost after cost of refueling, cost after cost of maintenance. That's not going to compete in the Green New Agenda. The only countries to date that benefit are absolutely USA under fully enriched nuclear fusion, as well as the United Kingdom, who can utilize that and absolutely have the North Irish Shore for wind power that goes steady. And that's great for them, but that's not the rest of the world. And we, the little people, the little UN nations of the world, have to bind our politicians in constitutionalism, rules of governance, so they don't sell all of us down the road in puritocracy for foreign interests. Because USA, Russia, UK, France, and the list goes on of nations who will absolutely pay your dirty, filthy, corrupt politicians to lie to your face and rob you the public trust and all of your public worth, your children's worth and your grandchildren's worth, until there is nothing left but a broken Venezuela-type peoples worth nothing. That's what they're going to do to you. Share, 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 because this is the truth. And the only Canadian who's telling it to you straight, as it is, as the world really is. Thank you. Have a great day. Share, share, share. Don't be part of the problem.